10 characters who are stronger than Darth Vader and 10 characters who are weaker than Darth Vader. According to a new article by Screen Rant, we're going to go through it, break it down, see what they got right, and see what they got wrong. Stay tuned. Are there 10 characters that are stronger than Darth Vader, the Chosen One, the highest midichlorian count in the known universe, known Star Wars galaxy? Well, according to Screen Rant, there are, and we're going to go through these. There's also 10 that they say are weaker. I would definitely agree with that. I think there's probably some of these that are listed as stronger, I think are probably weaker. But we're going to go through it. So number 1, or I guess we'll go backwards. Number 20, Darth Plagueis is supposedly stronger than Darth Vader. And while he is an EU character and not officially canon anymore, or not yet canon, wink wink, hopefully they'll do the Old Republic and make him canon. But I would have to say, this is a pretty good choice. He might be stronger than Vader. Darth Plagueis the Wise, the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. We all have heard about that. If you've seen Revenge of the Sith, you absolutely know about the story, the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. He was the Emperor Palpatine's master, and he was destroyed by Palpatine in his sleep, no less. What does that make you think of? Luke Skywalker trying to kill Ben in his sleep, so he's going to copy something that a Sith Lord... let's not go there. Anyway, so it says, according to Palpatine, Plagueis was essentially revolutionized how the Sith used the dark side of the Force and practically becoming immortal. The only way he was killed was by being betrayed by Palpatine in his sleep. So it is, it's maybe safe to assume that he could be stronger than Vader. Next, number 19, weaker, Darth Maul. I would have to agree, Darth Maul is, although very cool and one of my favorite characters in Star Wars because of the Clone Wars series and what they did with his character arc, which sort of continued into Solo, but who knows where that's going now. I would have to say, besides the fact that he's very acrobatic and has some badass lightsaber skills, Vader would probably take him out pretty easily. Vader's stronger in his abilities with the Force. And in the Rebels show, there is when the episode where Ahsoka and Vader finally meet and fight, Darth Maul is in that episode and gets very scared when he senses Vader's presence. He knows that something's coming that could easily wipe him out. So for those reasons, I would agree. Next, stronger, Shakti. Oh, I don't know about this one. Shakti, this is a stretch. They say that she's one of the most underrated, that she may be able to, or may not be able to do flips like Yoda or have the lightsaber battle skills of Mace Windu, but she's one of the best on the council and as a leader. Her telekinesis abilities are stronger than most Jedis. She's incredibly wise and fast at formulating thoughts. Truly a smart fighter. Now, Anakin did take her out in the Jedi Purge, but she was also meditating at the time, so it's kind of unfair. But overall, I think Vader at his top skill level would take Shakti out, so I have to disagree there. 17, weaker, Qui-Gon Jinn. I agree there. I mean, Darth Maul took Qui-Gon out. Qui-Gon's a great character. I love Liam Neeson, but Darth Maul took him out. I think it's safe to say that Anakin would overpower his original master with ease. Number 16, stronger, Kylo Ren. Oh, again, I don't know about this. Kylo Ren, their argument is that it seems that the Force, the Skywalker bloodline gets stronger as each generation goes. All we have to compare that to is Luke. And Leia, I guess. But... So they're assuming that he would be able to take out Vader. I think this is crazy. I don't think this is true at all. They're saying that he has the ability to freeze people in their tracks. But he got beaten by Rey. That's what it boils down to. Rey, who didn't even have any lightsaber training, was able to beat him. Whether he got hit with a bowcaster or not, she was an untrained person. He was trained by Luke and by Snoke. So I just think that Vader would take him out. Plus, if you add all the emotional weight of Ben not wanting to kill Vader because he idolizes him, Vader would be able to take him out. I have no doubt about this. They also say, incorrectly, that Kylo Ren has the ability to read minds, which Vader does not have. That's incorrect, because clearly in the Return of the Jedi, in the Death Star battle with Luke, he reads his mind and says, your thoughts are dwelling on your sister. You're thinking of your sister. Obi-Wan was wise to hide it from. He's reading Luke's mind, so already, I think that eliminates Kylo Ren as a stronger opponent, I should say. Number 15, weaker, Darth Nihilus. He was also a EU character, legendary wise Sith master. He was more of like the wisdom. He wasn't as much of a fighter. He was more of like a what do they say here? He was more wise, not stronger than Vader. Yeah, he was more of serving as a philosopher to the Sith. So I think Vader would take him out with ease. He looks cool though. I love the mask on him, but Vader looks cool too. Stronger, Darth Bane. Okay, I would maybe give it to them here. I think Darth Bane might be stronger than Vader, especially if Anakin hadn't lost his limbs and kind of possibly was diminished in his Force abilities. That's one thing, but Darth Bane is one of the strongest, if not maybe the strongest, one of the strongest in the Star Wars universe. And he was able to survive the Sith Wars, when they took out during the original fall of the Sith 1,000 years before the Clone Wars. Yeah, he was the sole survivor of the Sith. So he's pretty powerful. He was able to beat a lot of Jedis to survive. One of the most strongest dark side users of the time. I think he would give Vader a run for his money there. Weaker, number 13, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Well, he was Vader's or Anakin's direct master, although he did turn him into Vader and was able to beat him. That's before Vader, was in full power. He was still sort of, he was a Jedi Knight. He wasn't quite a master yet, but he was a Jedi Knight. He was a master to Anakin, so I guess technically he was. But he did defeat him in A New Hope. Of course, that was kind of Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was also very old, and he did sacrifice himself. But that's a good one. It's tough to. I would say that Vader's stronger than Obi-Wan, though, all in all. But Obi-Wan's still. I love Obi-Wan, so he's still an amazing character. Number 12, stronger, Darth Revan. Now, I do like Darth Revan a lot. He's again a really cool-looking character. I don't know if he'd be stronger. He would also give Vader a run for his money. He might be a little stronger. Again, if you count Vader being, weakened by his disabilities and losing his limbs and maybe not having the strongest connection that he could have had if he'd stayed, fully Anakin. Yeah, they say here, which is a good point, while their stories are similar, because Darth Revan was a Jedi as well, who then went to the dark side, he unlike Vader, bowed to no one, where Vader, bowed to the Emperor. He still had that kind of crutch of needing the Emperor. In a way, it was like a sort of looked at him as a abusive father relationship, so he still sort of needed Vader, while Revan did not. He just kind of, kicked ass on his own. So that's a pretty good point. I might have to give it to them there. It'd be a very good battle to see, though. Weaker, General Grievous. I'm not even going to spend time on this. He doesn't have Force abilities. Yeah, he was trained in the Jedi arts, but, by Dooku, who Anakin killed, so I would, Vader would destroy Grievous. Number 10, stronger, Rey. Rey is stronger than Darth Vader. I almost don't even want to spend time on this, but it's ridiculous. Rey's just like the most overpowered person in any franchise ever at this point. She beats Kylo Ren. She'd probably destroy Vader with a flick of her wrist or something. It's silly. She's had no training yet. She's able to do the things she does. You can't argue with that. It's like, how do you argue with that? Vader, if this were real Star Wars, Vader would destroy her. No problem. But, again, we also don't know. Maybe JJ's going to go back and switch things, and she's going to end up being a relative of somebody, and, she had training as a child, and that's why who knows. But at this point, Vader would destroy her, despite what Disney's doing with her character. Number 9, weaker, Mace Windu. Yep, I'd agree. Mace Windu's a badass, lightsaber, proficient lightsaber user, but I would have to say that, Vader would take him out. I mean, I guess Anakin did kind of take him out, but it was sort of unfair because he was being shot or deflecting Force lightning at the time. So, number 8, stronger, Supreme Leader Snoke. this is hard to say because we don't know anything about Snoke. He's not a Sith. We don't know where he comes from. He comes from the outer regions, so it's hard to say. He was presented as truly wise and powerful in Force Awakens, and then Last Jedi came about, and we saw him do a couple cool things, and that was it. He was destroyed. So I can't really say if he's stronger than Vader. I'm gonna go with what JJ was first originally intending. Yes, probably, because we don't really know his background. We don't know what he is. So, we'll kind of leave that one be, but I will let them have this just on the fact that we don't know. Number 7, weaker, Kit Fisto. Yeah, Kit Fisto's weaker. Kit Fisto's, again, really cool and a good proficient lightsaber and Force user, but Vader's stronger. Vader would take him out. Number 6, Darth Sidious. Okay, so the Emperor, Vader did take out the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, but that was, the Emperor was very old. Also, he was caught unaware. I would say probably Sidious is stronger, but you also have to think of their relationship. Vader was almost reliant on him. It was, he almost needed the Emperor. The Emperor was very manipulative. I think that's part of why the Emperor would be stronger, because he's super manipulative. I mean, Vader had wanted to destroy him since Revenge of the Sith. I mean, he was telling Padme, I can destroy the Emperor. Let's take over. So he always had that desire, but he never really went through with it until Luke finally convinced him, by being, shocked to death. So I'll give it to the Emperor there. Number 5, weaker, Count Dooku. Yep, Count Dooku is weaker, and Anakin took him out, beheaded him, and took both his hands with him. Number 4, stronger, Yoda. This is a tough one too. I would say, let's go with the light side. Yoda in his prime, I would say would take out Vader, or at least give him a run for his money. We did see Yoda sort of lose to the Emperor, but we'll let this go. I'll give it to Yoda as being stronger than Vader. Maybe, I'd love to know what you guys think of all this, though. Number 3, weaker, Mara Jade. Yeah, Mara Jade is weaker. She was an apprentice of Vader's, in the EU at one point, so she's really cool and a great character, but Vader would take her out. Number 2, stronger, Luke Skywalker. Of course, I would say yes. Luke is stronger. He only became, even more strong in the EU. Now, with the Disney canon, Last Jedi, he was not. But we really don't know what happened in 30 years. So, maybe the Favreau show can do something to fill us in. But all in all, I would say Luke is stronger. He was the sort of new chosen one, I guess, which is, I think they said that here. Luke Skywalker became the new chosen one. Yeah, I'd still hold to the fact that Anakin was the chosen one. He eventually did bring balance. It was him that took out the Emperor. It wasn't Luke. Luke was, of course, integral to that whole thing happening. But it was still Anakin was the chosen one. But then Luke sort of did become the new chosen one, at least according to the EU. But again, we don't know now what's happened. Number 1, weaker, Leia Organa, the daughter of Darth Vader. Yeah, again, we don't really know. EU, she was trained. She became a Jedi. She wasn't as strong as Luke, but she could hold her own. In the new canon, she, as far as we know, she didn't train at all, but she survived in space. So I guess that says something. She probably could be as strong as Luke, but wasn't trained. So yeah, I mean, all in all, Vader would take her out. So that's it. That's the 20 total 20 characters, 10 stronger, 10 weaker. Let me know what you guys think of each of these characters and what you think of my breakdown and my analysis of who I think is stronger and who I think is weaker down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, give it an old thumbs up and subscribe to see more content. And until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.